Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Tanya and I'm coming to you from Jamaica. It's actually a really bright and sunny day. So it's a great day to talk about some crafting. So I'm just wrapping up my whole process with sublimating on 100% cotton with DTF powder. So I wanted to show you another way that I really love sublimating on 100% cotton. And at the end of this video, you can decide which one you like best. If you have one that you like best, be sure to leave it in the comments. So we know that there are several ways that we can sublimate on 100% cotton. So we know that we can use a glitter vinyl. We can use some type of glitter vinyl, or we can use some type of transparent HTV that will allow for sublimation. This one is by HTVRont. I do have, and you can also use Sizer Easy Subling, and we also have some clear and frosted vinyl that you can sublimate on. I picked those up from Heat Transfer Warehouse. I will put a link to them if you are interested in trying them. But all of those techniques are using vinyl. I'm not too keen on that. I think it's a lot of work. So you actually will have to cut out your vinyl, place it onto your fabric, then sublimate on top of that vinyl. And there's always a chance of you not lining up your image correctly with the vinyl, and so it may or may not turn out so great. Also, you are going to be limited by the print and cut features if you are using Cricut. You can go larger if you're going to be using a silhouette. I have Cricut machines, and so I am limited by that print and cut feature in using vinyl. So if you're sublimating on 100% cotton, we've been talking about using DTF powder to do that, and it's a game changer if you ask me. But outside of that, we know that we can use there are some sublimation sprays that you can find on Amazon. I have not tried any of the Amazon ones. They didn't seem to have a lot of stars, but I did do some research and I found PolyTPlus. And what I liked about PolyTPlus is that when you go on to their website, you can get this from diepress.com. When you go onto their site, they do have a video there that talks about how many shirts you could get out of one spray bottle, and it talks about the chemistry. So if you're new here, I am a science teacher, and so they do talk about the chemistry of how this works, and I liked it. I understood. I was able to understand what they were talking about, and I felt like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. It should work. And so I tried it, and I love it. So I wanted to compare these two for you to decide which is right for you. Okay, so what exactly is PolyTPlus? So first of all, this is an 8-ounce bottle. You can purchase a 4-ounce, 8-ounce, 16-ounce. You can purchase up to 32 ounces. It is a concentrate, and for example, if you want to just make 4 ounces, you'd use 3 ounces of water with 1 ounce of this, and you would have 4 ounces of that spray. So the 8-ounce bottle, it will make up 32 ounces of this spray, and with 32 ounces you could sublimate around 60 t-shirts. Okay, around 60 t-shirts, and I thought that was good. So this spray is actually a 2-step process. So we saw that when we were doing it with the DTV powder, we would print directly onto a DTF film, add our powder, let it cure, and then press. Our PolyTPlus is a 2-step process. So you will spray this onto your t-shirt or your bag, whatever it is that you're trying to sublimate, and you will press for a certain amount of time, and the chemicals here actually breaks down the sizing in your cotton. So sizing is a chemical that is added to your cotton during the manufacturing in order to strengthen the fibers. Once you have done that, you will do a second press, and in that second press you will now be coating the cotton fibers with polyester, so that even though you've broken down that sizing, you are now coating those fibers with polyester to re-strengthen it, and you are able to sublimate onto that polyester. So the sizing that is placed on the cotton fibers, it's not able, the sublimation ink is not able to bond to that sizing, so we need to remove it and replace it with polyester. And so this is how this product works. I will actually go through the process and show you how you actually do it. So I want to compare these two and the process to doing it for you to decide. So how are we going to compare? We're going to compare based on cost. We're going to compare based on ease of use, how easy it is to use these products. You might find that the DTF process is easier and so you like it. And then lastly, we're going to compare based on the final product. What does the product feel like? What does it look like when you're using PolyTPlus compared to when you're using the DTF powder? So that's what we're gonna do today. I'm going to actually use the DTF powder today. I have two previous videos where I've shown you how to use the DTF powder, but I will add clips of that process into this video so that if you haven't seen it, you can get an idea. But if you want to see the complete process to using the DTF powder, just go ahead and check out my previous videos. I will leave a link to those videos. And for this video, I'm going to go through the process of using PolyTPlus, and at the end we will come back and talk about the differences. So please do not click off. Okay, so let's talk about cost. That's the first factor. What does it cost to use the DTF powder and the PolyTPlus? So these are costs that you're going to add to your regular sublimation cost. So if you went and you got a polyester t-shirt or a regular sublimation bag, then you would have been accounting for your sublimation ink, your sublimation paper, and your time, and anything else that I haven't thought of. So these are now going to be additional costs because you're now going to be prepping your t-shirt or your bag to take that sublimation ink. So let's first start with our DTF powder. So you can get this on Amazon for $32 for the bag. Of course, there are different brands and different prices, but this particular one was $32 for a 1 pound bag. So I did some calculations. So a pound is basically 500 grams. And so if we break that down, then we're going to be, if we break that down, it will cost about 6 cents per gram. Okay, 6 cents per gram. So in the preparation of your bag or your t-shirt, you're going to be using a lot of that powder. But once you have brushed that powder, you've allowed that powder to go over your design, you're putting back almost all of it into the the jar, whatever it is that you are storing it in. Now, if you consider how much powder is actually coating your image, on average, let us say that you use about a teaspoon of powder. I worked it out, and one teaspoon of powder will be 25 cents. Okay, 25 cents. So that's what it would cost to use this DTF powder, about 25 cents per design. Let's talk about PolyTPlus. So this bottle, an 8-ounce bottle, was also $32. So you would need to add shipping. I can't quite remember what the shipping was, but it may have been, you'd have to pay taxes and shipping. And so your $32, let's say it came up to maybe like another maybe $38 to $40. I can't quite remember. But when you break that down, you are able to get, for an 8-ounce bottle, you're able to get 60 t-shirts from that. So if you are going to break that down, you are going to end up paying about maybe 58 to 60 cents, 58 to 60 cents per t-shirt. Okay, so basically you are coming in a lot higher on the PolyTPlus than you are with the DTF powder. But let's not forget, we need to use the DTF film. So the DTF film that I got was around $15 for about 15 sheets. Again, they're different prices. So we need to add that extra dollar to account for the DTF film that you will need. When you're using PolyTPlus, you will use your regular sublimation paper that you would have accounted for in any case. So we're going to add, so with that, we're going to be adding $1.25 to your regular cost by using the DTF powder. Whereas PolyTPlus, you will be adding about 58 to 60 cents. Okay, so in terms of cost, this one is winning so far. But let's check out the other features. Let's talk about ease of use. Alright, so now we're going to actually go through the process of using PolyTPlus. And we're going to need a few more things. So we're going to need parchment paper. So when we are actually pressing the PolyTPlus into the t-shirt, we will need to cover it with some parchment paper to protect our platen. So you can't use regular copy paper or butcher paper. It will stick and basically ruin your project. So you need to use parchment paper. You need to use parchment paper for this part of the project. Now you're going to be coating your fibers, and so you don't necessarily want that coating to get to the back of the t-shirt. So we're going to need a silicone pad to put inside of our t-shirt or inside of our bag in order to protect the back side of our garment. The other thing is you are going to need a spray bottle. So as I said, in order to make up this spray, if we're going to make 4 ounces, we're going to need 3 ounces of water and 1 ounce of our PolyTPlus. Let's go and prep a tote bag, and we will compare the entire process to when we're sublimating with the DTF powder. Let's get our bag ready. First, we're going to lint roll, and then we're going to go ahead and put our silicone mat inside of the bag. So this is to protect the underside of the bag or the other surface of the bag from getting the overspray from the PolyTPlus. So let's go ahead. We're going to spray across the bag, and this is going to be a fairly heavy spray, not too wet, but we want to get the entire surface, especially the area that we believe that we're going to be putting right in the center of that bag where we're going to be putting the image. So we don't want to overspray. So this is our first step. We're going to be spraying, and then we put our parchment paper down, and then we will take it over to the press. At the press, we are going to be using 320 for 30 seconds with heavy pressure, and we say as it's steaming here, that's nothing to worry about. Just allow it to go. We've now completed the first step, and we're going to go ahead and lay our bag down again for the second spray. So in the second spray, we're coating the fibers and really laying down that polyester. And we're going to press at that same 320 for 20 seconds this time. So remember to add your sheet to protect your platen. You just saw the process to prepping our bag or t-shirt, whatever it is, with our PolyTPlus. So using PolyTPlus, we're doing regular sublimation. So again, we will only be able to do it on light fabrics. But the process that we just went through, we now have a bag that has a polyester coating. So when you do it, the surface is it's very stiff. Don't know if you can hear that, but the surface is very stiff. But when you go to wash this, it will become like the other surface, the soft cotton surface, all right? Or the canvas surface, all right? When you do a 100% cotton t-shirt, the section that you would have coated will become very stiff as well, but that will go away with the first wash. But now our fibers are coated with polyester. So this is just the same as if you went out and purchased a sublimation bag. So this is now your sublimation bag. All right. So I just sent my image to the printer. So it's printing. And while that's happening, my press, I've heated my press to 385 for 70 seconds. And this portion of the project is the exact same thing you would do if you had gone out and just purchased a sublimation bag or a sublimation t-shirt. You're just going to do the same steps, nothing extra. We've already done the extra, and you saw that that was a two-step process. Okay, we're back over at the press. We are set at 385 for 70 seconds, and my image is now ready. So as I said before, we're going to do the same thing that we would have done if we had just gone ahead and purchased a sublimation bag. So we're going to get our bag onto the press. And as always, we are going to do a 5-second pre-press to make sure that we've removed all the moisture from our prep. And we want heavy pressure. Wow, that's heavy. All right. Perhaps we could reduce that pressure a little bit. Let's take it up. Okay, we've pre-pressed it. So now we're going to go ahead and lay down our design. So again, this is my design. We're going straight to, we just printed on a regular sublimation paper, and we're gonna lay it down. So no special pressing here, no special process, just like regular sublimation. So let's just make sure our image is even right in the center of the bag. That looks good. So I am using the straps of the bag as my guide to position this in the center. And of course, we need to protect our platen. So I'm just using regular copy paper on top. And we are pressing for 70 seconds. Okay, we're ready. Oh, I do hope that it's up. And let's peel. Voila! There we go. A fantastic, fantastic transfer. Okay. Okay, time to review. So, what are my thoughts? So, and what are your thoughts? Leave a comment. Let me know what you thought about the process. So let me show you our bag again. Give you a nice view of our bag. Okay. So the only thing that is an issue here is that I do have my press lines. And that could have been fixed. Again, I could have used a pressing pillow and to minimize the press lines, but once you wash the bag, that will go away. So again, it's really not an issue. So let's talk about the texture. So this portion of the bag is actually quite stiff, but that will go away in the wash. So it's just our chemicals or PolyTPlus that's into the fabric, and it will soften up once you wash it. Now the ink, the sublimation ink, is sitting in the fabric. We've placed polyester onto the fibers, and so the ink is sitting in the fibers. So the finish is actually very, very good, a very high quality finish. And I must be honest with you, in terms of a finish, I prefer this finish to the DTF finish. If we're looking for a finish that is that looks and feel like sublimation onto polyester, then the PolyTPlus would be the one that I would choose. If I'm looking for something with a screen printed feel, then I would choose the DTF method. Also, if you are looking for a method that it's unlikely that something is going to go wrong, then the PolyTPlus I feel would be a better method. With this method, because it's all into the fabric, once you lay it down and you press, you peel up and you get a very bright and vibrant image. Okay, so which method do I prefer? For me, I like the PolyTPlus. As I said, these are my two favorite ways to sublimate onto 100% cotton. The PolyTPlus, it's very sharp, it's very clear that it is in the fiber. You have no feel to it. It looks great, it feels great. However, you will need to consider, do you want to go through that two-step process? Whereas for using the DTV, you go ahead, you print onto your DTF transfer, you add the powder, and you allow that to cure, and then you just go ahead and press. It's a much shorter press. So if I'm trying to get through something, so it depends on the time. How much time do you have? Is it worth it to you to go through this two-step process or to go straight through with the DTF? I am going to use both methods. I love both of them. For me, it's just what is the look I'm going for. Which one do you think you would prefer to use? Go ahead and leave a comment. I would love to know which one of these methods you prefer. When we're taking into consideration the cost, we're taking into consideration ease of use, and we're taking into consideration the quality of the transfer. So leave a comment. I would love to hear from you. If this video was useful, then please hit that subscribe button and hit the notification bell as I continue to bring you more videos. So thank you for joining me, and I'll see you in the next one.